Yes, guys, I hope you're good. Today, we're going to talk about the Chelsea Manchester City match on Sunday. What a game for Chelsea, for Manchester City. Yes, we could have won. Yes, Manchester City could have won. But at the end of the day, I'm disappointed with the results because every time I want my team to win each and every game. Doesn't matter. We play against Manchester City, Brentford, Arsenal, you name them. I want my team to win. But Manchester City at the moment are the best in Europe. And then some of our fans were thinking that maybe we're going to play as a low block and then depend on the counter attacks and stuff, but we didn't. We took them to war on Sunday. It was a fight on Sunday, and I'm glad. I want that every time we play the Stamford Bridge. Our games should be like this all the time because we need to get more results at home in order for our fans to back Mauricio Pochettino, to build on what he's doing at Chelsea, to build a relationship with the fans and stuff. So overall, I'm happy with the performance, and then hopefully next time we play against them, we beat them at their home. So I'm with Jerry Z. Before we talk a lot about this game, Jerry Z, welcome.
Hello, Tobeho. Thank you so much for having me, mate. And before we start, I would like to request the audience who will be listening or watching the video later to please subscribe and like the video. Tobeho is doing a fantastic job. As you can see, he's working very hard. He's very analytical. His knowledge of the game from recruitment to the strategy is really tremendous. So I would love the audience to really support him, to back him as we grow. It's a process also, and but his knowledge is second to none. So please like and subscribe and share the video with your friends or share it on your favorite social media platform. Thank you.
Yes, another thing, Jerry Z just launched his new channel. The name of his channel is Blue Board Analysis. So please, guys, check his channel, and I'll ask him for his link so that I can add it to the description, and then you can subscribe to the channel. So let's go to the game. Uh, First of all, what impressed you during that game?
All right. To answer you, like I was also one of them that got it all wrong for this game. So it's not a shame. It's not something to feel bad. I will happily admit, like most of the analysts in this game, like I was not expecting this performance. So I feel no shame to admit that I got it wrong. And the good thing is that we played so well. We were most of us were expecting us to be more defensive in this game, right? So it's not only me having said that, but I think majority, overwhelming, probably 80-90% of the analysts thought for a reason, because where we are again, like where Manchester City is right now. So the season we had so far with highs and lows, it was really, you can say, after analyzing, it was difficult to predict such a performance, and I was really pleasantly surprised by that. Right, I even considered playing a back three, if you remember, in the pre-game analysis, and that is not to be pessimist or to be negative, but because we all know how good Manchester City is, the way they play against any team in Europe, in England. Not now, but for the last 4 or 5 years, mostly you see how they dominate. And because our team is new, we lack the integration and the way we have played against Tottenham again. Although, in my opinion, we were not so bad, but we showed that we still need to improve defensively in transition. Teams can hurt us playing a high press also in the initial phase. So I was in my analysis or tactical overview. It was based more on this, you can say, to be very honest, with the fear of Manchester City offense. So yeah, so I totally got it wrong, thinking that we will defend in the entire game and will only counter. So I brought this up to first admit, because if I'm right 9 out of 10 times, there's no shame admitting that I was wrong, and admitting that I was wrong is the biggest happiness. Why? Because at this moment, with 4 months into the process under Mauricio Pochettino, we saw something that most of us didn't anticipate. We went neck to neck. We went punch to punch, jab to jab with Manchester City, who are the best team. We don't have to say many times. It's a consensus, right? Some might argue over the period of time, but they are right now in the last 5 years taking the whole collective games. They are the best team, and their offense is so dangerous. So I and many analysts were unable to figure out if we go and play an offensive game, how will we penetrate? How will we dominate them? How will we be able to deal with it? So, as you said, what was inspiring to me? The inspiring thing is that we went for the win, and that is amazing. And we didn't went for a win. With all due respect to the Tottenham fans and Ange Postecoglou, we didn't win. Went for the win like Tottenham. You got the point. Tottenham also play and go for the win against us, against Wolves, but that was not smart, right? All we went for the win in a very calculated, professional, and meticulous manner. And in this formation game, we saw Mauricio Pochettino using a 4-2-3-1 formation primarily. In the previous, in the last 5 to 6 games, also he used the same in Tottenham. Before Tottenham, in the last 4 5 games, he predominantly used a 4-3-3 formation. And of course, he changed the hybrid in the game. But I think, as I also predicted earlier, and I am very sure on that, that 4-2-3-1 will be a go-to formation now, because we can see he's used that in the last 2 games, especially with Nkunku coming. It will be great for him to integrate the forwards the way he plays. It's his trademark, we can see. And now, because the players are back, Reece James is back, and Nkunku will be back, he can use them. Because if you see his tactic, when we talk about the tactics, the most important component, if we learn anything from Tottenham days and even now in Chelsea, is the use of left back and right back. In Mauricio Pochettino's system is pivotal, is the most important thing, and he would like them to go forward more than probably any other coach that I have observed, and that makes 4-2-3-1 a perfect formation for Pochettino. Having said that, in this game, if you talk about the tactical setup, although it was predominantly a 4-2-3-1, but in transition, we were, especially in the second half, we were mostly playing a 4-4-2. And that is great because, as Pep Guardiola was also analyzing, he got so inspired in his post-match press conference, he was analyzing Pochettino's tactics. He was telling how great he set up the team. And they packed the middle of the park with a midfield of 4 because they were transitioning. Cole Palmer was consistently dropping deep, Sterling, Nico. So they were all doing their parts. So in transition, they were a pack of 4. And then one of them players in the transition will move forward in the offense. Similarly, Reece James' impact was great. Although he still came back, it's his third game. He's still not fully fit. He was subs, but we can see how instrumental he is, and we all know his ability with the ball moving forward. But in Pochettino's system, it was lacking. As good as Gusto is, of course, he's very young. Some people compare him to James, but with all due respect, James is already accomplished. And we can all it's a debate, is he the best right back in the world? Some would say Kyle Walker. So James' attribute moving forward is immense. And so in my opinion, we won the battle of the midfield. Many analysts also got it wrong, although I did say that it will come down to the battle of the midfield. People would think it will be from the flanks, from the sideways, because Manchester City, they would be attacking, so they would threaten us. But that was already blocked in the midfield because the way our players were pressing, and so the most the thing that I noticed in this game that was different than our other games, and especially in the previous season, is that when we had the ball, we were really quick in transition. We passed. Pochettino, I think, in his training, in his all the training that he has done up till now, he is making them, move fast, press the ball. Press quickly and pass the ball as quick as possible. So if we see the entire game, the pressing, the movement, and the passing was at a different level. And it was surprising to see because most of us were really stunned the way that Chelsea played. Having said everything, that it's still disappointing, right? Not the game, but because we are at 10th. So it still hurts me because we are playing well. We also deserve to win against Arsenal. And in my opinion, we were still the better side yesterday, sorry, on Sunday, because we had more good opportunities if we take in consideration. If you see, although Manchester City took the lead, I think in three occasions, they first had the lead. But of course, the first penalty is also debatable. It's debatable that it was a penalty or not. And then, of course, the fourth goal of Rodri, which Thiago Silva's deflection. And but if you see before that, before it was the fourth goal of Manchester City, when it was 3-3, Malo Gusto had a great opportunity to go ahead, right? So we were creating more opportunities, and then I believe Cole Palmer, he almost like penetrated, ran through the defense, and couldn't take the shot at the end. If you remember, he also had a great opportunity to score. So if we see the clear opportunities, big opportunities, we had more, and we dominated and controlled the midfield. So it was really refreshing. I'm very satisfied because it was against Manchester City, but still, like we could have won. And the reason why we are 10th is because of the initial six game. We lost so many. We only won one out of those six games. But it's a very positive sign as long as we can continue, keep the momentum. And as long as the players are injury free, especially as I said before, Reece James and Nkunku, they will be two most important players for our season going forward and for us to finish in the top four. So, kindly tell me your highlights and what do you think where we can improve further? And a follow up question: that do you see us now? Do you see us now finishing in the top 4 or 5?
Man, with the top four, it's up to us as whether, as I said before, the reason why we've been losing these games is because we are not clinical. We've been creating chances each and every game that we played, but not being clinical has been our issue. And it's not under Mauricio Pochettino only, under Tuchel, Lampard, you name them, under Sarri, you name them. But I feel like not being clinical will hurt us. Look at, for example, Man City. Man City have a few chances, and they they made them look easy because they are clinical. So we had to create several chances in order to score those four goals. So you can see the difference between Chelsea and Manchester City. But overall, I know fans have different opinions about this. Maybe we are one striker away or one goalkeeper away for us being better team and stuff. But I want my club to sign a striker, whether it's in January or summer, but it should be the striker that Mauricio Pochettino want. For example, if the striker that we want is not available in January, let's wait until the summer. But before we wait for the summer, we rather have a pre-agreement with the player or with the club so that we don't have to let rival clubs taking that number one priority away from us. So overall, in terms of the game, I think was a fair result because both teams wanted to win this game. It was joy to watch for rival fans because every time, for example, you're watching the game and you go to your kitchen and you want to make a cup of tea and you listen to the commentators say goal and stuff, and then you want to watch what happened. So it was so fun to watch for rivals. But overall, I think our defensively we should improve. First goal, Marco Corella, he was pulled off by Erling Haaland. Same thing he did to Erling Haaland. And then my advice to Marco Corella, if a player does that to you, you don't have to do it back because this is a dangerous area. So he let Erling Haaland fool him to give away a sloppy penalty. Yes, it's debatable due to VR and stuff, but at the end of the day, they gave it that penalty. And if Marco Corella didn't hold Erling Haaland t-shirt, maybe we couldn't have had that penalty. Second goal, Okanji goal. That was a poor goal to give away. I'm telling you, our defense were a lack of were sleeping there or lack of concentration. I don't know what happened. I need to rewatch the game again just to have a clear idea what happened. during that second goal. Third goal, as I said before, I don't know. I should not maybe say that it's excuses. I felt like Conor Gallagher was fouled before the third goal. Conor Gallagher was fouled. Manchester City had a throw in. They period through transactions. Moses Caicedo should do better because he went to attack Erling Haaland. Haaland was first man on the ball, and then he opened the space from our defense. And then they passed to Phil Foden. Same as Marco Corella. Marco Corella, I don't know what happened there. He gave Phil Foden enough space to head us, and then they passed the ball through our penalty area. Boom, Erling Haaland scored the third goal. Their fourth goal is a deflection, it's a 50-50 thing. So we were lucky there, but overall, I think we need to more solid in terms of defense because from start of the season we were not conceding a lot of goals. So now we consider 4 goals in a one game, which I'm not happy about it. As a Chelsea fan, we should have standard, non concede more than one goal at our home ground. But overall, it was a fair result, a big game and stuff. But now I want to come to the players because I felt like Raheem Sterling was top of the game. Raheem Sterling, I want this Raheem Sterling each and every game. Each and every game because we know Raheem Sterling is a quality player, but now at the moment he is not consistent. I mean, so if Raheem Sterling can be consistent, I'm telling you right now, we're going to win a lot of games because due of his experience, we can help so many teams. Another player who played very well, Conor Gallagher. Oh my gosh, this kid is improving, is getting better game by game. He played very well. And then what I loved about what he did, he was shooting, trying to score goals. This is what I was demanding from our midfielder. Same as Moses Caicedo did with his first game. He scored a goal. Unfortunately, it was ruled out due to offside. So I just want that from our players. Always try to shoot. Try something new. Try something different. Another player, Thiago Silva. 39-year-old Thiago Silva, Rolls Royce of a defender. I mean, this guy is class, man. I wish he was 20 years old, man. Can stay more years with Chelsea. Ah, man, I love this guy. I won't lie. What a player. But I want to come to you. Which players will stand out for you?
First name on top of the sheet, Raheem Sterling. I think the best game, if I'm not wrong to say that, the best game in Chelsea's shirt so far. Would you agree? His best game in Chelsea, with Chelsea. So, and it's surprising, like, of course, Cole Palmer had a great game and he's doing well, but to me, it's a surprise that Cole Palmer got the man of the match. In my opinion, like Raheem Sterling was head and shoulders above everyone else in this game, right? As I said, the best game in City's shirt. Probably his best game in the last 4 years. Of course, I have not watched all of his game in Manchester City, but the last one I recall on top of my head was against Pochettino's Tottenham in the Champions League quarterfinal. Raheem Sterling had a great game there, where Tottenham under Mauricio Pochettino eventually qualified for the semi-final on 4-4 on aggregate. That game reminds me that it was a similar performance that Raheem Sterling showed that in March of 2019, and now it's November of 2023. So, having said all of that, it's a concern because he is not nowhere. He's nowhere the same player that he was with Manchester City. Even though many people praise him for his performances in the start of the season, I would disagree because he had a good game against Liverpool, decent game against West Ham. He was man of the match against Luton Town, and he had a good game against Tottenham. So in the last 11 games, he had 4. You can add one, maybe 5 out of 11 games. 2 were very exceptional, 3 were good, 6 were average to bad. And yesterday on Sunday it was a phenomenal game. So the thing is, why I'm going to these numbers and stats is that he's inconsistent, right? Just I mean, with this performance we can be very happy, but there's still no indication to let us to believe that this will continue. There is this spark because the performance was at another level. So what I have analyzed or noticed Raheem Sterling, because there are many people who have some skills, but they are very consistent. Even if there is work, sports, cooking, engineering, your job, XYZ, whatever you do, volunteer for some club or look at the animal shelter. It People have skills, but some people need motivation to. What I'm trying to say is that some people look for motivation to enhance their game and to get it. But the people who are at the highest level, even if they have a death, I'm just saying, I'm not wishing anyone to have that. Even if they have a death of their parents or a loved one, even if they go through something very hard in their life, either it's a loved one or financial struggle or emotional struggle or anything that we don't know what happens behind the scenes, the people who exceed at the highest level in any department are the ones who are more disciplined and motivated, in my opinion, right? So Raheem Sterling, I think, is not disciplined. I know I'm making a big statement because there's so much. He goes with the feelings, with the motivation. Pochettino is motivating him, right? In that game, of course, because he was dropped. I mean, he's still not selected for the England team. He was playing against his former club, former boss. So it was a desire and a motivation. When it comes to the previous games, and as I anticipate in the moving forward, what Raheem Sterling is lacking is more discipline, focus. He is playing. I mean, he's performing on motivation and emotions, and that is why, in my opinion, that is the why he's not consistent at the highest level. Because people, I don't have to name any player or any other discipline and field, but people who are consistent, they perform regardless of motivation, regardless of a perfect situation environment, regardless of XYZ factors. So I think Raheem Sterling's biggest struggle is his mindset. And if he's feeling good, he's motivated, then he's performing. And this is something I have closely monitored, and this is my firm conclusion on him. So I'm still not convinced, even though he had a prolific game, one of the best in Chelsea's shirt. But I have huge doubts that he'll be consistent moving forward. If he'll be, hats off to him, hats off to Pochettino. In my opinion, still, I think Modric, because he's still not ready. We can see he still is not. He's not consistent. Of course, he is very raw. We can see that. He has only brilliance, moments of brilliance. So eventually, by the end of the season, I think Modric will be integrated into the team. And if Sterling is not consistent, then I think this will be the last season for Sterling as in the starting 11 of Chelsea. And a lot of talk on Sterling. So rest of the players, of course, Cole Palmer, nothing surprising. As good he is very consistent with his game. Again, he has a very good all-round game. And Conor Gallagher, because we have talked on Conor Gallagher a lot, and now it was his big moment. And many analysts, I didn't. I always backed him, and I knew that he was good from the start of the season. Before he even kicked the ball, I was like, he's the perfect player for Pochettino. And everyone knows my stance on Conor Gallagher. But again, like many analysts in this game were thinking that Conor Gallagher will be our weak link. You must have heard that. And we should not start Gallagher or he'll be the. But Gallagher showed that he can stand up against the best. The performance that he did, probably one of his best performances in this season, I would say. He was phenomenal. He made all the right runs, tackles, and the way he moved in transition. Now I'm even more sold on him. First, I was thinking when Lavia will come back, eventually Conor Gallagher will be benched. But now, I think other people will have to make their way. And of course, as you said, Silva, he had a tremendous game. And also, even though he considered 4 goals, I think Robert Sanchez made some great stops. He raised this game. He's raised his game, even though, of course, we can't blame him for the penalty, Haaland goal, and of course the deflection of Silva and the 4th goal and the Akanji goal. So yeah, he was not at fault on these goals. So the stops that he made, he's increasing, I think, in confidence. His overall ability in the presence of his box is great. And of course, he still needs to improve on his passing and the distribution, but it is improving. It was good in this game. So I'm building more confidence. Will he be the man to eventually take us to win the Premier League, Champions League? I don't know. It's too early to say, but I think this guy can improve. he has shown that even though he had made some mistakes, but he had the composure and the ability and still have the ceiling to improve further. And one name I want to mention, not in a negative way, because I'm always trying to be creative and trying to make come up with positive elements. But as an analyst, we have to say what it is. I didn't see many people talking about it because we had such a great game. But I think Caicedo had a bad game, I would say, in my opinion. If you see, he lost the ball on many occasions. He mistimed his runs and tackles. So compared to the level of this game and compared to the price tag of I said Pochettino, of Caicedo, and I think I need to sleep more, as you say, right? Sometimes I forgot the names of the players. So Caicedo had, I think, an average game. If I have to give a rating, it's 5 out of 10. If you see in an analytical way, tactical way, he was off, as I said, with dribbling, passing, timing of the run, and made some reckless challenges. So it's not a concern, but he's still not the player we have seen in Brighton, the reason why we signed him. Same with Enzo. Of course, we know with Enzo, he's like, we can cut him some slack because of the injuries carrying. He had a good game. But what I'm trying to say that Enzo and Caicedo, 100 million plus midfielders that we have brought in, their ceiling is still tremendous. They are performing at this level, in my opinion, and they should be here. Of course, it will take time, but I'm a little bit disappointed that it's not the Moses Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez that we wanted to have, and it's not a concern. But so I think they should improve their overall game. If we see, and now we can see why tactically Conor Gallagher is set up with them. People say no, we need Leslie Ozuchukwu or Lavia. But if we have all these three players with almost same attributes, then it will be a mismatch. You see, in the midfield with positioning, with transition, with covering the distance and moving, linking up with the final third, Gallagher is extremely important. When people talk about Gallagher's ability with the ball, and his tactical game, I agree with that. It's not that I'm saying he's the greatest player tactically, or he has his skills are better than them. I won't say he's limited. I disagree with that, but his skills and his tactical game is, of course, nowhere near an elite player. But what he does is like he has the attributes of an all-round game, and he complements Enzo Fernandez Caicedo very well. So yeah, that was the whole thing, and I enjoyed seeing Pochettino being showing a lot of emotion in this game. First time we see Pochettino really up for the game, celebrating the goals, and he was so pissed off when we considered when Akanji scored the second, and in the end he almost went to fight with the referee. So I enjoyed all these elements, and Chelsea fans loved him for that. When I saw the reviews and the comments, Chelsea fans absolutely loved him for that. So moving forward now, because we are at 10th, we are 11 points, 12 points from the top four. 10 points, sorry, from the top four. So we need to win games after the international break. We cannot say that we are playing good. We had a great performance against City, Arsenal, but we didn't win these games. We didn't win against Arsenal, against Liverpool, against Man City. I'm not trying to put a negative picture, but what I'm trying to say, because we are 10th, our objective is to finish in the top four. It should be like that. If we are playing so well with the players coming back from the injuries, there is no more excuse. We should start winning games. Newcastle lost the last two games. Of course, we'll talk about that in the video before that game. So now Pochettino, the players should enhance their mental framework, not to just have a great game or fight, but now it's even more important to get 3 points in the late November, the game against Newcastle, and most our games in December, because by Christmas we should be around sixth, in my opinion, if not higher. So how would you like to conclude? What else did you notice in the game? Are you confident for the fixtures? If you would like to have a quick take, just a quick take, the games against Newcastle, Brighton, and Man United. Do you see us winning all, or how many points do you see us getting?
I think you know me better. If you are going to be clinical against Manchester United, Brighton, and Newcastle, I think we are going to win these games. The issue that we have been facing at the moment is that we are not being clinical. And if you're not clinical, they're going to hurt you. That means that sometimes you need to open up in order to score goals, and then you leave more spaces on the defense. So overall, I think that we are going to get. I want 9 points, but we'll wait and see game by game. Starting from Newcastle. Newcastle at the moment they have injury issues, and then they lost against Bournemouth. So overall, I think we can beat them at their home. It depends on the players. Another thing, there's international break. Hopefully, no players will get injuries, and then Nkunku and Lavia will come in just to add the squad with more power force in terms of the midfielder and attacking area, so that they can have more options. Unfortunately, Malo Gusto just get an injury. We just get a confirmation. I think it was last night or today. So hopefully, man, it's not that bad. Maybe let's say 4 weeks, but still 4 weeks is bad. But I'm so tired of these injuries. But at the end of the day, players are not robots. They'll eventually get these injuries. So my conclusion, I just want to say thank you for being here. Please, guys, subscribe to the Blue Bot analysis, and then Sabarim is a fellow Chelsea fan, great analyst, and then please watch his videos all the time. And then in the near future, we're going to do a collaborations and stuff, and then we would like you to be there. So yeah, man, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, comment, and let us know how do you feel about the game, and then what do you think about Mauricio Pochettino. Yeah, man, do you want to say something?
No, I was just
No,
saying
I was just
something.
saying something.
Thank
Okay.
you so much
Thank you so
for
much for.
thank you so much for having me. Always a pleasure to discuss with the in-depth analysis of the games and to enjoy the discussion. And let's look forward. Thank you for your time. And everyone, please like and subscribe to the Coolest Chels. Share it with your family and friends. Keep the notification bell on because we'll be doing the videos on a regular basis. And thank you so much, Tobejo. And I'll see you around. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Up the Chelsea.